All right, guys, we are here. We are back. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Let me get everything set up. I'm slow this morning. SPY is gapping up today a little bit. That looks good. All right. Where's Bitcoin at, man? I haven't been even looking at crypto lately. Bitcoin crashed. Not crashed, but it dipped a little bit. All right. Let me put some music up. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. So, yeah, again, I've been kind of like off and on sick. Like, not really sick. Like, I haven't actually run a fever or anything like that. I've just had sinus stuff. It could be allergies, realistically. So it could be allergies, but I feel good today, so that's nice. Here's Bitcoin on the left. You see Bitcoin at 42.7K. SPY is up there. Today we have the case-shiller house price index. Not the biggest release, but hey, we're going to cover it like we always do. Hopefully you got some good stuff for Christmas. What did you all get? I got a Samsung watch since I'm weird and don't have Apple products. My whole family, this was the Christmas of watches, you know. Again, I got my Samsung watch, which is pretty cool. I like it. I can look up stocks on it, believe it or not, which is actually really nice. Let me see how I figure. I'm still learning how to use it, though. Wait, where's my little stock at? There it is. Okay, I'm going to drag this way higher. There we go. I got my little stock at. It says unable to get info, no internet connection. Oh, maybe I got to connect it to my Bluetooth. All right, yeah, we're checking it out. Again, it's an early day, guys. It's an early day. I don't know if I can... Yeah, it's the newest one, Pew Pew. Yeah, again, I told the story of... my Christmas was good. I told the story, basically what happened with my whole family. And y'all don't tell my son this either, but basically what happened was that I was trying to order my wife an Apple Watch, like the Apple Watch 9, or whatever the newest one was. It was like the Apple Watch 9. And so I'm like, okay... let me order this watch. And so I ordered the watch off of Amazon, and Amazon's like, yeah, dude, it'll be here Thursday the 22nd. And so I'm like, okay, great. You know, I got this done. This is like my wife's big gift. She got a freaking, Apple Watch. And so I'm like, okay, cool. That's that part of the, like, I don't have to worry about that, And so anyways, it's like, yeah, it'll be there Thursday night, which I think is the 22nd. Let me see. It said it would be here. It said it would be here the 21st, actually. So it'd be like, yeah, it'll be here the 21st. I'm like, okay, great. The night of the 21st rolls around, and Amazon, like, this is what happened. It like, punked me. It, like, faked me out. It was like, yeah, it's right down the street. It'll be here in 30 minutes. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'm sitting at home waiting for this. And 30 minutes comes and goes. I check the app. The Amazon app, and then the Amazon app is all of a sudden like, oh, there's been a holdup in your order. This isn't gonna be here until the 28th. Like the freaking 28th. It's like, hey, this isn't gonna be here for a week now. And it's like, dude, it was just 30 minutes away. What happened? Did somebody rob the mailman? Like, what happened? And then I tried to cancel the order. It wouldn't let me cancel it either. So it's like, you can't cancel it. It's now gonna be here well after the Christmas. And we originally promised you it would be here on the 21st. And so I'm just like, well, what do I do? It won't let me cancel it. It won't let me contact Amazon support. There's nothing I can really do here but basically accept this watch and then return it. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to order one off of Best Buy and pick it up today so I don't have to deal with this. So I ordered one off of Best Buy, and then on the way to pick it up, it's like, yeah, it'll be ready in an hour. On the way to pick up that watch, Best Buy's like, oh, never mind, we're sold out. And I'm sitting there like, dude, what is going on? Is somebody just kind of picking off my Apple Watches? And so I had to order it from a different Best Buy. And at least this Best Buy pulled through with it. Eventually, the other Best Buy was like, okay, we've got the watch. You can come pick it up. I go pick the watch up. And so then that's one Apple Watch, right? But I ended up like buying 3 Apple Watches in this process of like trying, like I didn't want it to be like Jingle All the Way. If anybody's ever seen that movie, that's what I felt like. I ended up buying 3 Apple Watches. And luckily, I have my daughter, my son, and my wife. And so I didn't return any of them. We're just going to take all of them. And my son's birthday is on the 7th, so that's what he'll get for his birthday. But my wife liked it, my daughter liked it. They both got a lot of stuff, and they ended up getting it, and so it's all good. But man, freaking holidays. How do you manage to get up this early? Honestly, I get up this early every day. Right now, it's when I get up, it's actually like 5 o'clock Texas time. So it's actually 5 a.m. when I get up. I fall asleep early. Like, I go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night. Even if I want to stay up and watch something. My wife's been watching this show, Poldark. It's like a British show, Poldark. It's about this red coat. It's about this red coat guy in England who I used to think was like a good dude. After watching the 2nd season, he's kind of a sleazebag, bro. He's kind of a scumbag, dude. I used to like old Ross Poldark, and now he's like a jerk, you know? He married his kitchen wench and then like cheated on her with his ex-fiance, and is also his cousin's widow. You know, just a jerk, bro. Just, you know, jerk move. But anyway, Carol's been trying to get me to watch that show with her, and I haven't been able to, so I've been kind of, you know, I've been falling asleep, but that's all right. Is there a new Apple Watch coming out next week? Why would they make it come out the day after, like the week after Christmas? I guess it's probably calculated in Apple's mind, in which they can say, hey, day after, like if they say, hey, if we debut this Apple Watch right after Christmas, a bunch of people are going to get the first Apple Watch for Christmas, and then some people are going to want to upgrade to the new Apple Watch, but I still don't know if that would be conducive to sales. Anyways, hey, what's up, Pawn, Beach Bum, Ricky, James, Raul, Kevin, Pew. Understandable, you'll need the watch for keeping track of for when the wife you ordered will arrive. Yeah, definitely, yeah, because, you know, I'm just ordering mail order wives over here, you know. Bro, I would never order a mail order wife. Even if I was single, no offense to mail order wives out there in the world right now. The problem with a lot of them, I think, is that a lot of them, they might have this nice little look. A lot of them were deep down, let me think of the most delicate way. Ladies of the night is the easiest way to put it. That's what a lot of them are, right? So a lot of guys are like, yeah, I'm going to order a mail order wife, you know. She'll be a good wife to me. And it's like, you know, maybe. I think that's a risky bet there, you know. Not me, personally. If I was single, I would just hop on Tinder. I don't think I would struggle, you know. But I'm happily married, so. Hey, what's up, Joshua? Hey, what's up, Alberto? Feliz Navidad, amigo. Right, for sure, Pew Pew. I'm not, you know. All right, guys, look at Bitcoin. Why did Bitcoin fall? Let's see. Let's figure it out. Why did the market fall? Why did crypto fall is what I'm asking. Like, I see Bitcoin with the huge correction basically at the crack of dawn, or no, basically at the stroke of midnight last night. BlackRock reveals plan to seed spot Bitcoin ETF with 10 million on January 3rd. Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're at the point now where you need to order a mail order wife from like overseas, you know, like you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Like you're doing something wrong. Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but like if you're on the dating market and all you can really get is like a paid wife that just wants citizenship, you know, I'm not saying it's not a good thing to do, like, you know, bless somebody with citizenship. I'm not saying that's not a good thing. But if that's your only option, you're doing something wrong. You know, you're doing something wrong. On December 11th, the correction was bigger for Bitcoin. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not a huge correction. We're still at like 43,000, right under 43K. Oh, I bet they do. Tactical reviews. I'm not saying they're not going to be like... I'm not going to... It's a nuanced conversation, I guess is the easiest way I'll put it. I'm going to do a poll here. Love how you keep it real. Everybody knows. Like, listen, if you're ordering a mail order wife, you know, you're doing something wrong. Like, if you have that limited options here, you're doing something wrong, okay? Because, again, I think a lot of it... No, I know. No, you're all good, Kevin. I'm just kind of making some content out of your question. It's an interesting topic. I'll say that. It's an interesting topic. I have friends that are like, yeah, I'm going to order me a Russian wife, and I'm just kind of like, you know, that's a big risk. Again, a lot of them were historically ladies of the night. Again, is the easiest way I'll put it. And so that's a risky bet, you know. You order that, and then they get there, and then, you know, they start Roxanne it, you know, turning on their red light. It's just going to be a risky endeavor, I think, you know. But hey, whatever floats your boat, I'm not judging. It's all good. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to do a poll here. Will the market end green this week? Yes or no? Will the market close green this week? Let me know what you guys think. There was news about Apple getting sued because of Sense Tech being stolen in the higher end models of their watch. When was that? Apple down a little bit. Still pretty close to all-time highs, though. Apple at 194s, right around lifetime highs. Yeah, I mean, with the internet age, you know, with Tinder and like all these dating apps, it should be fairly easy to find, like, you know, to find a partner. You know what I mean? It should be fairly easy with all of the technology that we have. I've been married since I was 20. Since I was in my early 20s, I've been married, right? So, like, I don't know any about that. I've never used a dating app like that. I met my wife kind of through on Facebook, kind of. Not really. I knew her friend from a previous friend. And so I knew her friend, which was this other girl. And that's a, you know, yeah, I knew her friend, and, yeah, that's how I met Carol. Who? What stock, MJ? They're not Karens outside the U.S. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just because, like, the easiest way to put it, right, is like the vegan argument. I think a lot of it is from an abundance of resources. You know, whenever people have an abundance of resources, it's different. And I'm not saying elsewhere outside the U.S. doesn't have an abundance of resources, because, of course, like, there's a lot of really nice places around the world. Dubai looks really cool. But I think, like, an example of this is like vegans. You know, vegans are like, how could you hurt those fish? And I'm not, listen, whatever, I guess it's the righteous thing. You know, I guess it's the righteous thing. But the problem is that if any of these people ever felt true hunger, They would not care about the soul of that fish ever. They would eat that fish so quickly if they ever felt true hunger. You know what I mean? And so all of these things like it all stems from an abundance of food, you know, and vegans, like it stems from an abundance of food. And again, I love animals. I really do. Like, I love animals. But I don't know. I think veganism is probably healthier. I can't even knock it. I just don't have the discipline to do it. Blue chip versus penny stock. I see what you did. Yeah, it's kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street. I think it was the oxygen level sensor tech for it was said to be stolen from someone else. Potential recall on the Apple Watches. Yeah, I'm looking at Honeywell. My portfolio is pretty green today. It is really nicely green. Exxon is still green. Walmart is green. Walgreens is green. Tyson Foods is green. Tesla green. SPY green. Snapchat green. RTX is green. PayPal green. Pfizer red, but only slightly red. It's surprising that I'm not super down on Pfizer. Oracle green. Nike green. Netflix green. Microsoft green. This is my whole portfolio. MGM, I'm green in it. Coca-Cola, Honeywell, Home Depot, Google, GameStop. I'm green in GameStop as well. Gold, I'm nicely green in. Ford, I'm green. Etsy, green. Disney, green. No, Disney, I'm slightly red in my position. It's a very small share size. But Disney, I'm slightly red. I've already taken a lot of profit off of it. I had like 50 plus shares of it, I think, over the last month. But I've kind of unloaded on the bounce up. And it looks like that was the right move, apparently, since it dipped a little bit down to the 91s. Chewy, I'm up on that one as well. I'm green in almost every stock in my portfolio. There's only two stocks out of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30. I have 30 stocks in my portfolio. I'm only red in 2 of those stocks. And the 2 stocks that I'm red on are AMC, believe it or not, AMC, and Pfizer. Those 2 stocks I'm red on. The rest of them I'm green. Yeah, but not all of them, Dion. That's just what you see on social media, brother. Like, that's just what you see on social media. When I met Carol, I had nothing. Like, literal nothing. I had literal, like, no money at all. Was not really in a good place in my life either. Like, I was broke, young, dumb. And so, that's just what you see on social media, you know. I guess it depends. I'm older now, and I'm sure, you know, I'm sure people nowadays, they want, with inflation, I mean, 100K is not as much as it used to be, you know what I mean? So, like, back then, 100K, I remember thinking $50,000 was a lot of money to make a year. You know, I remember when I first started this YouTube channel, as an example, when I first started this channel, I remember sitting there being like, hey, if I can make $1,500 a month from this YouTube channel, that it would just be the most exciting thing in the world, you know? And so, yeah, I think times have changed a little bit. I think inflation has caused money to change and amounts to change in terms of what's comfortable, what's not. So 100K, the point is 100,000 is not as much as it used to be. 100K used to be like a flex on people. You know, you make 100K, wow. You know, now I wouldn't say it's as much. Now, if you don't make 100K, you're probably struggling, but it depends. Most people can make 100K if they just really hustle with like Uber Eats or whatever it is. I don't know though. I've never actually done it, but. All right, looking at our poll, 65% of people think yes, the market does end green this week. 35% say no, the market does not. Yeah, I figured it was a little bit. We might be a little slow today. Everybody's probably still sleeping. It depends on what they do on Christmas night. Did we close green last week is the question. I know it was close. Let's see. Okay, there's the daily chart. We did. So last week was still a green week. All right, so we're still in the weekly green streak potential. We've had 8 green weeks in a row. I think. No? Wait. Maybe. Let's see. Opened. Where did this thing close? Yeah, so last week was green. So we did have a green week. This is potentially the second or the 8th. If we're green this week, it'll be the 9th green week in a row, which is pretty crazy. That's pretty solid. Volume will be so low. Algos are savages. Yeah, y'all just be careful. It really is something in which we're probably going to have at least somewhat low liquidity today. If we look at Tesla, Tesla dipped a little bit Friday. Now it's back down to 254s. Tesla's up. Where's Nvidia? Where's something like Nvidia maybe? Let's see. Nvidia at 489, still pretty close to 500. Still has that potential 500 test if it runs. I'm looking at the NASDAQ here. The NASDAQ, is this a 1 minute chart? Why is the NASDAQ down so much this morning? Oh, it's not down. It's just NASDAQ's been dropping a little bit. It's green technically on the day if you zoom out some, but it's not super green. It's got the potential to close back down. We'll see. Tesla bouncing up a little. Part of me wants to buy the dip some here. Where is the account going? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we're day trading a little bit here. We're up $10. 15 bucks. 25. Very small range though, so like we could probably just let this work a little bit, I think. NASDAQ looks like we're ready for mini flush, not much volume. Yeah. I mean, NASDAQ's been dipping down for a minute is the only reason that I'm buying this right here. because like if we look at the NASDAQ deeper, it ripped up really big and then it pulled back really big, and so maybe we could bounce, but we're just getting a small trade. We're trying to build up a cushion on the day, so mostly just little small baby trades. We're watching Nvidia. No, it's beating that, Keegan. I'm pretty sure it has at least. Let me see. SPY longest green streak. Weekly. This is a long-term one. It's the best weekly green streak in over 6 years, 7 years. So now we're pulling back a little bit. Look at the SPY bounce though. So I mean, I'm married, Alberto, so I mean, I'm not doing anything. I was thinking about swings more than weekly. We'll sit in my hair, see what we get if I'm disconnected. Yeah. It's very, we've had some volatility. It's the only reason I'm taking a trade right now is because we've had some volatility here. It's not the best volatility. H4 is the current. We rolled over to H4 a week ago. So yeah, H4 is still good. I'm pretty sure at least. All right, so we're slightly green here now. We're just kind of hanging out. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good baby. Again, how far can your wife carry 10 gallons of water? I don't know. I would say pretty, pretty far, I would say, All right, again, we're in this trade. We're in the NASDAQ here. We're just kind of sitting tight. Could add some more to this. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to cut it and wait. It looks like a flag, so it might actually work. Maybe the E-mini is going to be a little bit better, but no, the E-mini looks kind of choppy and boring, so we're not going to mess with either one of those. Tesla's trying to hold. No, BP, you shouldn't. That's a terrible idea. All right, so 64% of people think the market's going to close green again this week. Let's see if we do. Definitely very slow day so far. Nobody's trading. Understandable. I mean, it's a boring day. We just don't have much going on. Yeah, the market's kind of consolidating here. We'll see if we get some nice bounces. Should I go compete in old man jiu-jitsu? See, my fear though, my fear is genuinely that I'm in my mid-30s, right? So the only other mid-30 jiu-jitsu competitors are going to be black belts that will destroy me, I think, right? Somebody else said there's a master's division of white belts, so I can go compete against other white belts my age. But then what's the point, really? You know? I'm thinking about it because it's really fun, and I think I'm pretty solid, you know? I think I'm pretty good. But I'm the type of person that likes to monetize things, and I don't know a way to monetize it. Did y'all know there's an actual thing called car-jitsu? I guess people do jiu-jitsu in a car. That's weird. Hi, John. Good morning. Do we have the expected numbers for the case-shiller? Yeah, so the case-shiller is expected today at 5%. At 5%. You know. Case-shiller's a pretty bleh index. It's just not really super, super important, in all honesty. It's a pretty slow week. Next week we got some stuff. Next week we've got next week we got some stuff. So next week we have, it's a holiday week as well, because remember it's New Year's. But yeah, next week we've got manufacturing PMI Tuesday, Wednesday, JOLTS job report, ISM non-farm or ISM manufacturing PMI data. Thursday we got ADP non-farm employment change services PMI and jobless claims. And then Friday we've got non-farm payrolls and unemployment data, jobs report, plus ISM services. So next week's kind of busy. This week's very slow. It's boring. Yeah, I'm a champion in car-jitsu, you know. Well, no, there's two masters division, I think. All right, so there's the Masters 1, which is I would be in the Masters 1, which is 30 to 35. All right, so we're gonna. All right, so we're slightly green on the day. We have 2 contracts left of the NASDAQ here. We're up about 60 bucks in this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take another off just to lock in some profit. We're currently up about 50 bucks on the day. Here's our P&L so far, plus the $30 that we're up in this specific trade. So we're up some so far. Trying to build up that cushion on the day like we always do. We're right about direction. I think we got to just hang out and wait for a second, see if we bounce. All right, so we're still in this position. We're up about $40 on the rest. 45. I think I got enough room to let this ride, and if we break back under our entry price, we could just cut it, but if not, we can let it ride a little bit, see if we can make some more from just one little contract here. I don't know, Brian. I like volume weighted average price, but as for that individual trade, I don't know. Yeah, we're sitting tight in this. I don't know what to do yet. We're just kind of hanging out waiting. Dude, so Blockbuster apparently has a Twitter account. Okay, so we're up $55 in this trade currently. 55 bucks in this trade. Is that enough? Should I shoot for some more? The problem is we got this little support level right here. Let's see if it actually holds. Blockbuster actually has its own Twitter account. Okay, this has got to be a troll account. It says, literally it says, quote, apparently X will verify our account if we get 1 million followers. Since we are short on money, this is the only way for us to get verified. Please have your friends follow our account. And for less than 25 cents a day, you can feed a Blockbuster employee. And then they put a gif of Sarah McLachlan with a dog. Is this their real profile? If it is, hilarious. I'm gonna make a post that says we'll consider it. since I probably owe you guys from never returning Mortal Kombat for Sega in the 90s. I didn't say we'll consider it. I said, dang it. I'm gonna have to delete this and rewrite it. I wish it let me edit. It doesn't let me edit. Oh, great. Delete. Go back. We'll consider it. There we go. All right, so we're up 45 bucks here. We're trying to let this work. I don't want to get scared out of it and cut it. And then I could also probably hold it break even if it turns on me. So again, we're hanging out here. All right, so we're up 55 bucks. Let's see what the chat has to say here. SPY gonna take this time. Thoughts on gold? They're gonna come for those late fees. Yeah, I mean, you know, let's be honest here. If they were gonna come, they were coming. They would have already came. I don't regret it. Okay. Honestly, I took a lot of movies from Blockbuster. It was funny. It kind of came back to bite me. So I never returned Mortal Kombat or Zelda Ocarina of Time when I rented it. I tried to go to Blockbuster like 5 years later with like an ex-girlfriend of mine, and they still knew. They were like, John, you can't buy anything here. They were like, you owe us $200 in late fees. I'm like, man, I'm not renting anything today. I don't need it. I'm in PayPal right now. I've already taken most of the profit off of it. Our average price on PayPal is 51.40s. 51.40s. All right, we're up 65.70. I think that's justifiable. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. All right, so now we're up over 100 bucks on the day. We are up a nice little $120. We've got a 4-to-1 win-loss ratio today. Here's our profit on the day so far. We'll take it. Scalping the NASDAQ here. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button, guys. Don't be stingy. I mean, come on now. All right, guys. Again, it's kind of a slow week this week. Oh, we did get another little pop on the NASDAQ here. Let me put the Q up so we can see exactly what's going on. It's so slow right now. I guess not a shock. A little bit late. I probably should have wished you guys Merry Christmas. My apologies. people born in the 1990s have the worst mental health of any generation before them, and the millennials are not recovering as they age, according to New York Post. Is that true, guys? Let me know at home. Is that true? I think I've got pretty good mental health. Honestly, I'm genuinely telling the truth here. Genuinely telling the truth. I have never been actually depressed. Like, let me state this. I've never contemplated hurting myself in any way, ever. I've never actually been genuinely depressed without reason, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I've been sad for sure. You know, I've been sad. I've had sad times. But they were all based off of what was going on in my life. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, I was never just sad without reason. And so I think I'm very lucky though in that regard, and I don't think it's like that for most people. But I've always found things to get excited about in that way. Like, I've always been able to find something to get my interest into and get obsessed with, and I just hyper focus on whatever that is, and then, you know, it makes it so that I look forward to something all the time, you know. I think if you don't have anything to look forward to and your life becomes dull and redundant, that's where kind of stuff like that happens. My recommendation is just find something to look forward to. Have a goal and work towards that goal. If you have a goal and you can work towards that goal, and don't be too rigid in it. Like, be willing to change your goals to fit, like, you know, the outcomes of certain things. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Sorry, I'm reading some stuff on Twitter. It's just sad. You know, it's just really sad. Yay. I had a great Christmas. Had a great holiday, great Christmas, you know. Spent time with family, you know. I got 2 kids. They got super spoiled this Christmas. I'm telling you, dude, my kids got more stuff for Christmas this year than I got out of like 5 Christmases as a kid, you know, genuinely. I got to be careful, though. My kids are going to come out ungrateful and not have any respect for money. And I got to be really careful, I think. You want to take care of your kids. It's easy to say, but, like, you want to take care of your kids. Too much information? Well, that's all subjective. What you consider too much information, I consider just right. And so, besides, I don't know if me telling people I've never really been depressed is too much information. You know what I mean? Or that I spoil my kids is too much information. I mean, I think it's all pretty normal stuff. All right, so the Instagram head Adam Mosseri says people are, quote, sharing differently on social media these days. I've seen my ex's new address. It's a mansion. Should I hit her up? I mean, that's up to you, bro. Is she single? Sure. Yeah, we got my son some Lego sets for sure, Sam. Someone got a big giant bottle of Haterade for Christmas. Yeah. A lot of people did, I'm sure. Yeah, again, so the Q's bouncing back a little bit. Q's now over the volume weighted average price. I'm going to pull up the futures contract since it's just much easier to see. Like, here's the futures contract of the Q. Just looks much better. Much more liquid. Tesla at 254.50s. When's the next FOMC minutes report? All right, so the last FOMC report was on the 13th. And so the next Fed minutes report, I don't think we have anything like this. It's a pretty slow time for economic releases. Next month we might have some stuff. When's the FOMC minutes report? Looking. When's the FOMC minutes report? It's got to be sometime soon. Is it this? Okay, hold on. All right, so we had the FOMC meeting on the 13th. Does anybody know when the next FOMC minutes report is? I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Chad, help me out. The last... I'm looking it up. I really don't see anything. All right, so it happens about 21 days later. So it's got to be early January is what I'm looking at. Early January is what I'm pretty sure. It's going to be early January. See, weird. I don't see it. The next FOMC minutes. No, the February 1st is the next FOMC meeting. So the next FOMC meeting is February 1st. And that's 6 weeks from the last one, which was December 13th, right? So again, I'm asking when the next minutes report is. I don't see it scheduled. I really don't see it scheduled. Maybe I'm missing it. Let me check 2024. Yeah, I don't see it scheduled, which is odd. Hey, what's up, Bulldog? Hope you had a Merry Christmas, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, when do y'all think they're going to start cutting rates is another big question. The NASDAQ really rebounding back up. May, February. A lot of people are talking about May. May was the original one that they were speculating on. I think it might be earlier though. It depends. Like, it really depends, but I think it could be earlier. I don't see the next FOMC minutes report scheduled. Let me see. Yeah, previous. Yeah, dude. I don't think they're scheduled unless the previous. Yeah, they don't even have one scheduled right now. So yeah, they don't have an FOMC minutes report scheduled. I thought it should be coming up pretty soon. It usually happens about 21 days, which would be right around now. Maybe the holiday is making it off. Let's check Twitter. Maybe Twitter will know. Okay, actually, so the FOMC minutes report is Thursday of this week. I think. Yeah, Thursday of this week. According to, man, somebody helped me out. So a lot of people are saying Thursday of this week. I couldn't find it anywhere else, though, but I saw another page talk about it. But yeah, Thursday of this week is when they say it is. So that would be the 28th. Let me check. There's another source that I can check for this. That's good. I'm happy about that. It gives me a little bit more content. Let's check Thursday. I know. That's okay. Let's check the 28th. No, I don't see it scheduled anywhere. I hope it's the 28th. It should be. Hey, I want Lexus. There's no time. There's no minimum time length that you have to do it under. What's up, Greg? Okay, somebody else is saying January 4th at 3 p.m. That doesn't sound right either. I'm looking at a website called TraderMade. Wait, somebody's expecting the FOMC minutes report. Weird. Does anybody... Okay, some people are saying Wednesday is the FOMC minutes report. Man, dude, I'm seeing 3 different answers for the FOMC minutes report. It usually comes out right around now. And so somebody help me out. When is the FOMC minutes report? Let's check the 27th. Somebody else is saying the 27th. Yeah, I don't see anything. Weird. Let's check the today. Yeah, I don't see anything. That's last week, this week. Weird. Yeah, again, you can check out the link in the description, Lexus, if you want to try out one of the challenge or anything like that. They're a sponsor of mine, though, so I'm certainly biased, of course, in their favor. Yeah, weird. Maybe they'll update the charts January 3rd according to Forex Factory. Here, let me check January 3rd in this one. I see the February one is scheduled for 21. The holidays is what kind of throws it off. Yeah, I don't see it there either. It's weird. Look at trading economics, maybe. Calendar. Wednesday. I'm looking. Thursday. Jobless claims. So that would be Tuesday or Wednesday next week, yeah. Okay, yeah, so Trading Economics actually has it on January 3rd, Wednesday, January 3rd at 2 p.m. So I don't know where all these other guys are getting it. I'm checking other places, but not a lot of places actually cover it. Hey, one day, Bulldog, one day, brother. I'm practicing trading futures for the first time ever in my life. I never really understood how people made money trading them. Now I understand 100%. Yeah, for sure. It's and there's no PDT rule. Yes, Lexus, I do. It's an affiliate link. Yeah, jobless claims numbers are Thursday. Nvidia rip it up, dragging the NASDAQ up. You can see this big upward trend. I probably should have stayed in my original positions here. But, again, we're streaming. It's a little early today. It's a little bit early. Yeah, I'm going to check some of these other sources that I have. A lot of places are saying January 3rd, Wednesday next week is the FOMC minutes report, which I'm okay with too. Let me see. but I don't know. We'll cover it no matter what. We'll cover it. Yeah, for sure. Futures are dope, man. They really are. I mean, again, I've made just already this morning on my account, I made $115 or so. And so it's really nice in terms of like being able to day trade freely. I always tell people that, like, the futures market, a lot of people try to go with like a cash account with day trading, or they try to day trade penny stocks, which are always kind of sketchy. But the futures market, you could basically day trade the NASDAQ. You could day trade the QQQ price action in the NASDAQ. You could day trade the SPY price action in the E-mini. You could day trade gold, currencies. Patterns are very similar to blue chip, like day trading patterns, but there's no PDT rule. So you can do it as much as you want without worrying about it. The most legit one's Top Step. It's a sponsor of mine, so of course I'm biased, but it's the most legit one in the world. They give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can pass the test, I think it's a 2 to 3 profit loss ratio. If you can make loss to 2 to 3 2 to 3 risk to reward ratio. You got to make 3K in profit without losing 2K. So very reasonable, I think, a 2 to 3 ratio. And if you could pass that test, they fund you. If you don't pass the test, you're going to lose much less than you would putting the money up yourself. That's what a lot of people don't realize. When I started day trading, I lost thousands. And most day traders lose money. You got to understand that. And so you can either try to look cool on the internet and put up thousands of dollars yourself, or you can try Top Step, and if you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you're good enough to pass it, you still get a 90% split. They got free funding, coaches, all that good stuff. Again, they are a sponsor of mine, but if you want to check it out, there's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Yeah, I do short-term swings. A lot of the time, I'm only targeting blue chips, though. And so most of the swings, ARM is what's treating me really nicely today. ARM. Wow. I'm in at 63.50s on ARM, and it is up a lot. I'm going to take a little bit of this off just because I can. There we go. ARM AI is like a big stock, so we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of that off just because we can. Hey, nice bulldog. Hey, congrats, bro. Yeah, ARM looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna buy this little dip in the NASDAQ. We're already up 100 and something on the day, and so I could probably get into a little dip here, maybe take 2 contracts, take a little swing early this morning. So we've got 2 contracts. We're gonna see if we bounce back up, and if we lose, we're back to break even, so we're taking a calculated risk here. I could add to it some more, but I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to wait. You need, for TradingView, I think you need real-time charts, but it depends. What does it mean to try to look cool on the internet? What it means is that a lot of traders are just looking to chase posting their profits on social media. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of traders are trying to post big profits on social media, and you know, and they'll shame you if you're in like a funded account program. But like the reality of it is most day traders lose. And so, and of course, like, it's not everybody. I'm just kind of using it as an example, as kind of a joke. All right, so again, we're back flat on this trade. Yeah, you have to update to premium data on TradingView. All right, so we got 2 contracts in the NASDAQ. We should be slightly green here. We'll see if we get a nice little pop bounce. We're not going to add any more to this. At some point, people like to post their losses as well, as long as it's a big number. Yeah, traders are funny, man. I can't say I've never done it either. I definitely have. But I guess the point is, like, the point I'm trying to make for new traders is that don't worry about I think, again, I talked about this a lot last week, but I think the Dunning-Kruger effect is very out there in trading. What the Dunning-Kruger effect means is, like, the people who generally know the least think they know the most, and in turn act like they know the most, right? So day traders really rush to look like experts. They really rush. They want to look like experts. They want to look like they're so smart, and somehow they've got a super good trading system that makes them money. What I'm trying to tell people, for if you're new at trading, don't worry about any of that stuff. And instead, just scale down your size, trade small. Don't worry about it. Okay, just try to focus on surviving in the beginning. That's the right thing. If you try to focus on getting rich or looking cool on the internet, then you're probably just going to lose more than you should in the beginning. I'm long right now. I have 2 contracts. Yeah, like I said this a bunch last week. Tyler says this is deja vu. Bro said the exact same thing before. Right. I mean, that's kind of what you expect when I say, hey, I said this a lot last week, or I talked about this a lot last week. ... Of course I did. That's what I just said. Again, ARM right there at 73.20s. 73.20s. I don't know why it's up so much. It's got to be some type of microchip catalyst. Let me see. I'm going to look up the ARM news. I'm green in ARM. I'm up over $100 on a very small position on it. I've been holding this since IPO day. And I just was really patient with it. Right, exactly, Derek. All right, so we're slightly green on this position. Let's see if it bounces up some more. Yeah, AI hype. Nvidia is still pretty close to 500. It's not quite there yet. ARM Holdings, Deutsche downgraded them on the 18th, 19th. Is there any new news? I guess it's just microchip sentiment with Nvidia. Nvidia's not up that much though. Why is ARM up so much? I guess is the question. AMD is a better AI chip. Well, there's a lot of them. Again, I think Nvidia is the alpha stock that everybody's watching. Microsoft's another pretty big AI stock as well. Why crude oil squeezed up? Is oil up? Yeah, oil is up today. Let me see how much. I'm in Exxon, I think, still. Yeah, I'm still in Exxon. I've just been kind of sitting in it, though, and taking profit on the big bounces back. My average price on Exxon is 97s, and it's at 102s. So... yeah, well, with traders, a lot of the time we're going to have to repeat ourselves so they really understand what we're saying. We also sometimes get new people as well, so sometimes you'll hear the same thing. It should be a reasonable expectation, I think. All right, and again, we're in the NASDAQ. We have a $100+ cushion. We're taking 2 contracts here, which is a pretty big size for futures. Alright, so again, we're still flat here. Again, we're going to try to cut it break even if it ends up pulling back. Yeah, earnings season starts in January. Big bank earnings start like mid-January, so that'll be fun. Every quarter, my channel has like a 2-week slow period. And that's what we've kind of been in, which works out well because it's the holidays, so it kind of gives me a break around the holidays. But again, the way my channel works is like we cover economic data here mostly. And so every month we get a bunch of stuff to cover. So we cover something every month, of course. And we generally have enough economic data to make it worthwhile. But every quarter we get a couple weeks slow period. Like this week we have basically nothing except for jobless claims. Basically nothing except for jobless claims. Unless again, I'm trying to still figure out when the FOMC Fed minutes report is. I'm getting conflicting schedules for the FOMC minutes report. Some say it's January 3rd, some say it's Thursday of this week. And so depending on whether the Fed minutes report is this week or next will influence, what we do. But next week's very busy, especially if the Fed minutes report happens, even though it's a short week. And then following next week, it's earnings season, basically, starting on Friday of the week after. And then that's when we get like Tesla, a bunch of big earnings reports coming out. So I'm excited for that too. We'll see what happens. 3.2. I can't see the news. Is Intel the one that's up? Yeah, so Intel up to 49.2. But is that the reason ARM is up? I guess I didn't realize how much ARM was up over the last few days, but yeah, I see Intel's big news story. Okay, gotcha, pawn. All right, so we're still pretty flat. Look at how choppy the NASDAQ is over the last couple minutes here. And again, we've already got a cushion that we're kind of trading into, so if we lose this one, it's not the end of the world. Think Tesla will climb today? Maybe. You never know. We're all just kind of guessing here. All right, so we got a big breakdown. We're going to cut this pretty soon for mostly flat. We'll be down like 20 bucks if this doesn't bounce. And it really is just confirming that sideways action. We got a little bit of a retracement back up. Oh, it's a big retracement. What's Apple doing today? I don't think I've looked at it. It's long claw. Again, we're kind of break even on the day with this position. Oh man, so I look the other way and now we're breaking down a little bit. And we're right back. So we got some down wick action, which usually means some buying pressure, but I'm gonna, again, prepare myself to cut this if it doesn't work. I don't want to get out prematurely though, because we do have some kind of downward, or we have some down wicks, which means buying pressure. But again, I also don't want to get stuck in just a breakdown here. Again, when I get out of this, I'll be mostly flat on the day. So we took our risk, and we'll have to scale back down our size and trade smaller until we build up another cushion if this doesn't work out. If this next, I just don't want this candle to break under those lows. That's my exit here. Alright, so we're consolidating. Alright, so we're still trying to flush. So I look the other way, we start to flush. I'm probably letting this go on a little bit too much. It's just such a small amount that it's not super concerning yet. But yeah, we're gonna have to cut that and get out. So now we are down on the day like 70 bucks. Could be worse. Again, very small. We're supposed to be going on Top Step TV again as well. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be on at 11 a.m. Yeah, we ended up cutting it again. We're basically flat now on the day. We're down a little bit. But what we do is, like I said, my system is very simple on these funded account programs. I build up a cushion first, and then once we have a cushion on the day, I'll scale a little bit larger. If we don't have a cushion on the day, I'll trade small. That way, I can have big green days and small losing days. Or at least that's the goal. T-Mobile is banning OnlyFans content. T-Mobile has quietly updated their terms of service to include fines for content they don't agree with. Beginning January 1st, they'll be fining users who commit these perceived violations. SHAFT is an acronym. All right, look at Tesla bounce up. Let's see if this drags the market up too. All right, so here's the queue. Yeah, so that's every now and then they'll do that, Sam, where they'll give free resets. But it's not every day. They'll let you know when they have it. Hey, what's up, Sam? Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting tight. You can see Tesla bouncing right at that volume weighted average price 200 EMA level. There's so many scammers on social media. Reports. There we go. All right, we're scalping this. We've got 2 contracts. We're up 125 bucks. Took a little bit off there. We're back to green on the day. We're up about $55. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. I might add to this since we're so green on it. Well, we're up 80 bucks. So we're up like 130 on the day now. Again, I might add to this though. We get a little pullback here. I can add some to it. I like my average though, but let's add a little bit more to that. So we got 2 contracts now, and we can hold the rest flat. Again, we're slightly green on the day now. Here's our P&L. We're kind of going back and forth. We got a good win-loss ratio, but scaling up to take those risks once we have a cushion on the day has kind of affected our P&L, but that's all right. We got 2 contracts now, so if we pop up a little bit more, we can take profit quick. Yell at me if you see this thing pushing too much. You think we end the market up this week? If we do, it'll be the 9th green week in a row. I think oil has come up a lot today. Like if I pull up CL, oil over 75, which is good. It's been on a nice little rebound since mid-December. But again, whether it'll continue is a different story, you know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a low liquidity week this week for sure. There's just not a lot of stuff going on. All right, we're flat here, completely neutral with 2 contracts. Again, slight cushion on the day. Just taking some risks when we have a cushion, but the market really is choppy and going back and forth and back and forth. So now we're back up a little bit. Yeah, there's so many scammers, man. All right, we're up 65. All right, so we're up 75. 85. I'll go ahead and lock that half in. Again, now we've got a decent cushion on the day. We're up about 140. More if we're green on this trade too. There we go, 40, and we'll go ahead and lock that in. So yeah, now we're up almost 200 on the day now. We'll take it. As the Q and the SPY and Tesla all start to kind of push up more and more. Yeah, we're just kind of sitting tight. Again, it's probably going to be a pretty low liquid day. It's not going to be super. All right, so what did y'all get for Christmas, guys? What did you get for Christmas? Again, I got a watch, a Samsung watch, a bunch of clothes. I got this hoodie. originally I gave my daughter my green hoodie, and she promised me she would only wear it for one day, and then it disappeared. So never again will I let her wear a hoodie ever. But I got some hoodies. I got a Samsung watch. I'm trying to think what else I got. My wife also got me a real watch, like a nice watch. What else did I get? I got a bunch of clothes, mostly, which I love. You know, I love the clothes, but mostly clothes. What is that, Joshua? Is that headphones? What is that? HyperX? Oh, a Tesla figurine. The Ravens win. I think the Saints lost, huh? Diamondbacks, National League champions. Cole? Hey, Cole's good. I still feel bad to this day about a Christmas I had with my son Jack. My son Jack was probably like 5 or 6, you know, and he knows if he's naughty, he gets coal, right? So one Christmas he wakes up and the first thing that's outside his bedroom door is a lump of coal, and it was really soap. We had like this coal soap, but that's the first thing he sees, and he is just distraught. He's like, "Oh no, I got coal." And he doesn't even come out to see stuff. He runs in his room and starts crying. I still feel bad to this day about giving him the coal. We had to like drag him out of the room and be like, "Hey buddy, you know, it's just soap. It's not real coal, man. Like, come outside and see your stuff." And he ended up having fun, and it was a good Christmas. But I still feel bad to this day about that. I got it on video somewhere too. I can't remember where it is, but it's on video somewhere. But yeah, he saw that coal, and man, it was the end of the world. He was just distraught. All right, so we're over the volume weighted average price on. We were on Tesla. We're still over it on the Q. It's not Cole, man. Hey, love it. He'll get you back for that one day, maybe. He's got, again, he knows. My kids just got to be grateful. My kids, again, they get spoiled for Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, so like they get spoiled. They get more stuff for Christmas than I ever got, and so if I troll them a little bit with a piece of coal one year, they'll be all right. All right, so MasterCard spending pulse data showed retail sales grew 3.1%. Online retail increased 6.3% year to year. Graham Stephan posted. I actually like this Graham Stephan post. He said, quote, "Before you make fun of a kid for believing in Santa, just remember many grown-up men think they can beat the market by watching TikTok videos." I'll add to that, Graham Stephan. All right, I'll add to that. Before you make fun of somebody for believing in Santa, remember that many grown men genuinely think you can make 30% a day, 10% a day. Let's call it 1% a day, every day in stocks. You know? The 1% a day one's the one that really gets me, because it's like, it's just 36-hour stream till New Year? New Year's got to be more than 36 hours away. Yeah, dude. When is your New Year, bro? It's the 26th. New Year's not for like a week, dude. It's like 5 days away. Your math is off, bro. Oh, are you talking about just generally? No, I'm good, bro. Bro, honestly, my wife would be so mad at me. She'd be so heated if I was like, "Hey, baby, I know it's New Year and I should be doing fireworks with the kids and stuff, but instead, I'm gonna sit on YouTube and talk to my online friends all New Year." You know, like she would be so mad. Can't do it. Never could do it. Yeah, that math ain't mathing for me. Yeah, 1% a day is just not really feasible. Again, before people get mad at me for saying the same thing over and over again, I have said this before, okay? So it might be deja vu. Get over it, all right? That's all I'm saying. But with that said, all right, anybody that genuinely thinks you can make 1% every day is ridiculous. You know, even like consistently making 1% on average, year after year. Again, bro, you're going to work for Goldman Sachs making $10 million a year plus if you can actually do that. Again, the reason that you're not working for Goldman Sachs is because you can't actually do that. You might make 1% a day, but again, what I always tell people is the risk that you have to take to do that is not sustainable. All right, anybody can take huge gambles, risk their entire account balance, and make 1% a day. Anybody can do that, right? And it's actually more probable that you'll be able to do it. So it's actually more probable that you'll actually be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's more probable if you take big risks, you could probably make 1% for a little while, like consecutively, day in and day out, right? The problem is that eventually, you're going to lose your entire account. You might get away with it maybe 2-3 times in a row, and you might even think you've got some crazy good system that just nobody ever knows about, and you're a trading savant. You're not, all right? The reality of it is you're just taking huge risks. Anybody can take big risks in their account like that. It's not difficult to do. Anybody can take those big risks. What is difficult to do is sustain that. And again, it's just not something you're going to be able to do. We had the Chicago National Fed Activity Index that just dropped. Let me pull this up and see what it shows. I don't really see anything, actually. And that's the biggest mistake people make. Again, everybody thinks, like, again, the problem is it's so, like, people that don't understand, like, math and trading. People that don't understand it. You know, again, if I wanted to swing for the fences right now, and my TOS account's got like $60,000 or so in it, 60, 70K, kind of goes back and forth, but my TOS account's got like 60,000. They give me hundreds of thousands of buying power. If I wanted to make 1% of that a day, like if I wanted to make $600 any given day, I probably could by just swinging for the fences and taking huge risks. I could take 300 shares of Apple and you know, have a good shot at making $600. You know what I mean? And then if I lose that trade, then I could take more shares. And if I lose that, then I could take more shares. And chances are I'm probably going to be able to do it. Like, I'm probably going to be able to make $600 a day taking a crazy, unnecessary risk. You know? And again, anybody could do that. It has nothing to do with skill. Anybody could do that. All right? That's where people get it wrong. But the problem is that people do that. They take crazy big risks that aren't sustainable in their account, right? And say they make 1% Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You know, in their head, right? Because again, confirmation bias causes you to like ignore logic sometimes because you really want something to be true. In their head, they're saying, hey, I've got this crazy good system that makes 1% a day. You know, I'm going to be rich. But again, eventually, they're not going to make $600 a day. Eventually, they're just going to lose everything they put into it. And they're going to lose their entire account one day. You know, and they're going to sit there and be like, man, I don't know what happened. Maybe they'll even blame it on, oh, man, I just lacked risk management today. No, that's not a system. Like, again, it's kind of the martingale system is what I always refer to it as. Because, again, anybody can take crazy big risks and swing big and make some money. The problem is that it's just not sustainable to do so. It's just not, you know. You're not going to be able to consistently do that. And again, it's super misleading because people desperately want it to be true. You know, they take huge gambles, they take huge risks, and they want it to be true. They want to think there's some trading prodigy savant that can all of a sudden make 1% a day. And But again, I'm here to tell you, if that's you right now, that's not you. You know, unfortunately, I wish it was. But trading's just not that easy. Anybody can take big risks and make money. The problem is that it's not sustainable. You know, it might work for a very short period of time before you lose everything. But if you keep trading like that, you will lose everything. Even the martingale roulette strategy, which basically says double your size until you win. If you lose 6 times in a row, you're losing everything. You know, and again, you might say, oh, well, you'll never lose 6 times in a row. Yes, you will, if you keep doing it. And that's the same thing with trading. Like, most of the time you'll make money, but when the check comes, you're going to lose your whole account, is what happens. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. And again, I know that's not what a lot of people actually want to hear. I'm not picking my nose. I'm putting this moisturizer on my face. Mike Jones Investing, 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low, you know. Yeah. Here we go. What do you think of these Twitter market gurus who post gains and gains only forever? I think most of them are trying to sell services and stock picks and courses. You know what I mean? And I think they're living off of confirmation bias. And what I mean by that, when I say they're living off of confirmation bias, look at Tesla. Tesla just ripped over the VWAP here. Just ripped over the VWAP. Q's approaching it now. But yeah, I think they're living off of confirmation bias. And again, what I mean by that is, like, you're more likely to believe something that you want to happen, you know? So again, if a scammer calls me today and says, yo, John, you know, this is your distant relative and you are going to inherit, you know, $1 billion tomorrow. You just got to send me, you know, $1,000 for tax. You know, I really want that to be true. I desperately want that to be true. $1 billion inheritance, man. Show me the money, sir. Where's Jerry Maguire at? You know, the problem is that it's just not true. And again, I might be more likely to believe it because I want it to be true. You know, so I might kind of trick myself into believing it's true because I desperately want to need that money. You know what I mean? If I did want to need that money, if I did need that money, I mean, and everybody needs that money. But again, that's what sets specifically traders up for failure, because they want to believe that you could buy, you know, Bill's course. They want to believe that you could buy Bill's course and just, you know, for the cheap price of $2,000, you know, all of a sudden start cashing out for millions in the market in a very short period of time relative to when you started, right? Everybody wants to believe that. And so what a lot of the gurus do is they prey off of that. You know what I mean? They prey off of it. So one of the reasons I've designed my channel kind of the opposite of that, right? In which I don't claim to be good. I certainly trade off stream sometimes and lose. I don't claim to be profitable. I don't claim to be an expert. I don't want any of that stuff because I don't need to. I would rather, we're just an economics report channel. You know what I mean? We're just an economics report channel. That's we cover economics and we trade, sure. We day trade, sure. But I don't claim to be anything because I don't want people coming at me being like, hey, John, you know, you told me this and then this happened or whatever it is. But yeah, just be careful. That's the biggest thing that gets traders is confirmation bias. They want to believe something's true. They want to believe that there's some type of market savant who just jumps in and makes millions in a couple months. They want to believe that they can, you know, do all this different stuff. Very rarely is it ever true, though. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, very rarely is it ever true. Yeah, AI is getting scary, Greg. It really is. They're getting scary. Yeah, man. The big scams I see nowadays, Pawn, There's some that I really see a lot, right? The biggest ones that I see nowadays, I see them on social media. They'll say, hey guys, like we got a job, like you could work for us. They'll say you could work for us. And with that said, I just blew I'm swinging on one of my Combine accounts today, and I just lost it. And so, you know, with that said, I'm gonna have to reset. Again, I'm trying to get funded in my last account, which I haven't really been trying too much to lately, but I want to get 3 funded accounts. I'm already funded in 2. So again, this is not my funded account, but yeah, we're gonna have to swing on this one another day. But no, the biggest scams I see people on social media, right? I see a lot of people get scammed on social media. So the U.S. National Activity Index it came in at 0.03. More likely to be beginners who start small and in a hurry because they need it. 100%, exactly right. Again, people desperately want to believe it's true. If I'm struggling financially, you know what I mean? I'm more likely to believe something that says, hey, you don't need money. You can just jump in and earn millions of dollars quickly in a couple months doing this. You know what I mean? Like that's something that they probably desperately want to be true, especially if you don't have like that many like income prospects available to you. You know, you want to believe that's true. You know what I mean? I want to believe it's true. And again, that desire sets people up to be taken advantage of online in a lot of different ways, through like Amazon FBA, through there's just a lot of ways that you can do it. And then some of the stuff is good. Like there's some business endeavors that are genuine, but there's a lot of them aren't. No, it's the same email, Alexandros. You can have up to 3 on your account. You can have up to 3. Books aren't really the best way to learn. Any trading analysis books? Trading analysis is better. I mean, unless you're talking about like long-term investing, trading analysis books are probably not going to be the right move, in my opinion. I mean, there's some good books, like Trading in the Zone is good for risk management and stuff like that. But most trading stuff, you probably want to just learn. You want to just learn online, you know. Again, you can learn some from a book, but it's not going to be worth it time-wise, I think, you know. Unless you just really like reading. So you haven't been able to get funded, Yair? Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, it's tough to get funded. It's not easy, you know. Again, y'all slap that like button, guys. We got like 43 likes. We could do better than that, I think. The market's open, but it's very light. It's the day after Christmas, so I mean, it's pretty slow. Well, you gotta scale down your size, Yair. Once you're funded, again, you gotta scale down your size, brother. Well, you can't trade very large. You can't have dollar signs in your eyes. And I'm not saying that's what you did, Yair, but once you're funded, you really got to scale down your size, and you got to use the risk management system, in my opinion, that I talk about, right? Which is that you only should be trading large if the only reason you should be trading large is if you have a big profit cushion on the day. You know what I mean? So like trade very small, take one contract only, have a $200 max loss. You know what I mean? $200 gross, that is. You might go a little bit over that net, but have a $200 max loss. This is my system. $200 max loss on the funded account. I'm only trading one contract of the regular E-mini or the NASDAQ until I have a cushion of like 200 plus, right? Once I have that cushion, I'm allowed to take two contracts, only two, and that is for basically quick scalps. Once I have a cushion of $400 or more, then I'm allowed to be a little bit more flexible with the sizing I'm using. But that way, you know, if you lose, you're back to break even or whatever. And if you can't build up a cushion, you just walk away with a small loss, right? Like that's the system you have to use. You have to be very rigid in that system. It has to be very, you have to be really rigid in it. And that's just how I do it. And again, if anybody wants to check it out, again, here's the link. They're a sponsor of mine, of course. So again, I'm biased naturally because they're a sponsor. But again, I think it's a lot cheaper than putting the money up yourself. And again, this is coming from somebody that when I first started, I put up thousands of dollars and lost it very, very quickly. You know, yeah, it's just a way to limit risk and still get exposure. You know what I mean? Because realistically, Yair, you probably would have lost way more putting the money up yourself, in my opinion. But no, down 300 on the funded account right now. Well, then just take it slow. Again, trade really small, brother. Again, that's what I would do. Just trade really small. Only trade large when you have a cushion, brother. Just trade really small. Yeah, for sure, quality hand, man. I mean, I think it's just the way to do it. I think in these funded account programs especially, whether you're trying to get funded as well as like once you're actually funded, you have to scale down your size, trade small until you have a cushion, only trade large when you have a cushion on the day. And if you don't have a cushion, you have to have, it's really discipline heavy. Like you got to be disciplined with it. And again, it's not easy to do, but it really is something in which most people are going to lose more than that, putting the money up yourself, you know. Why is there no volatility in markets? It's the day after a holiday, guys, so it's just boring right now. So yeah, it's just boring. It's the day after a holiday. There's just not much going on. Yeah, minis for the first 2 weeks is good too. Once you're funded, it depends on however you like doing it. Everybody's a little different, you know. So it just varies depending on what kind of trader you are. All right, guys. So we got the case-shiller dropping in about 11 minutes for the case-shiller. We'll see. What top step code? Mo, what top step code? What do you mean the code for the training sim? I'm not sure what you mean, Mo. I think there's still a free trial. Let me see. Yeah, but I'm wondering what code you're talking about, Mo. Like, use the link if you want to sign up. How about your strat once funded? Do you change anything about your trading style? Well, I think you have to be less risky and you have to be less aggressive once you're funded, because again, I think you need a certain level of risk when you're like, again, I blew account this morning on a combine account, right? I'm not really going to trade the same way in my funded account. I think it just depends. But once you're funded, you should really be trading in a more risk-averse way. You shouldn't be... again, if you try to get rich quick, you will get broke fast. You know? And so that's like, you have to understand, if you get funded and you just have dollar signs in your eyes and you're trying to just get rich, you're probably just going to lose the account and then be frustrated and whatever. And so it really is something where slow and steady wins most of the time. Yeah, I think the market's in a slightly little downtrend now, but we're also looking at Tesla, which is pretty flat. Here's Nvidia. Just really low liquid right now. There's just not a lot of liquidity in markets, I think. Well, you probably want to reach out to NinjaTrader, Mo, for your login is what you're talking about. I've never used NinjaTrader, so I'm not sure, brother. You know. All right, guys. Case-shiller data drops in a couple minutes. VWAP and the simple moving average are not the same thing, Layden. They're completely different. All right, we got the case-shiller data. Again, the expectations for case-shiller data, I believe, are 5%. Let me see. So yeah, the case-shiller data is expected today at 5%. We'll see if we hit that or not. If you see two people hugging, your right brain. If you see a dinosaur, your left brain. What do you see? I see a puppy dog, bro. That's what I see. Okay? And honestly, I'm pretty sure they intentionally designed this to look like a dog so that they would get engagement, right? It's like if you have a picture of a fish and you say, hey, do you see the elephant on the page? People are going to be like in the comments saying, nah, I see a fish. But it's engagement farming is what this is. Smart. I can't knock it, but I see it. I see through you guys here. Right, what it's asking for isn't even there, and they know it. They're just engagement farming. It's smart. I can't get too mad. I see it, but like still, I can't get too upset. All right, guys, we got the case-shiller date in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Again, somebody help me out. When is the FOMC minutes report? I'm trying to figure out the FOMC minutes report, but like... Does anybody know when the next FOMC minutes report? When is the Fed gonna raise, or when is the Fed gonna cut rates is the big question on everybody's mind. What platform, Hayden? Or Layden, sorry. The FOMC minutes report is not right now. Some places are saying January 3rd, but other places are saying it's this Thursday. All right, guys, here's the case-shiller in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So we got the case-shiller in 30 seconds. Let's see what it shows up as. Yeah, Papa Powell. Yeah, I mean, I should just hit him up, huh? All right, guys, 20 seconds for the case-shiller data. Yeah, I don't see it scheduled anywhere either. Yeah, weird. It's all good. All right, guys, here's the case-shiller report. And it showed up at 4.9%, slightly lower than expected. 4.9% for the case-shiller. Again, subscribe, guys. We covered this quickly. We covered this very fast. We covered it in like less than a second. 4.9% versus 5% expectation for the case-shiller index. Again, 4.5% versus 5% expected. Some people have that at 5%. So basically neutral report here. Well, no, the January 30th and 31st meeting is the actual FOMC meeting. So it's not the minutes report, it's the FOMC meeting. Okay, so just to give you guys the procedure. All right, so procedure-wise, usually it goes like this. Every 6 weeks, the Fed makes their rate decision on whether they want to raise rates if interest rates are bad. Or, I'm sorry, whether they want to raise rates if inflation's out of control and the market's really fearing inflation. They raise rates to combat it. If the market is in a neutral spot, they pause, which is what we've been in for the last couple months. If the market is in a optimistic thing, optimistic, landscape, then they cut rates. A lot of people are speculating that they cut rates in May or, whenever, February, May. But we'll see when they cut rates. We don't know. But that happens every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks, the Fed meets to do that. Weeks after that, precisely 3 weeks after that, they do what's called the FOMC Fed Minutes Report. It's a detailed report. It's like a 12-page document, again, detailing why they chose to make the decision that they did in the last FOMC meeting. Now, around 21 days ago, You know, around 21 days ago, we had the FOMC meeting. Not quite 21 days ago, not quite 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had the FOMC meeting. So I guess it's supposed to land next week instead of this week. A lot of people are speculating that it's next Wednesday, but it's not scheduled anywhere. I can't find it anywhere. And so again, let me know if you guys can find it. I can't find it anywhere. Yeah, it's definitely probably going to be a slow today. The case-shiller. Case, C-A-S-E, Shiller, S-H-I-L-L-E-R, case-shiller. It's the house price index. It's house prices. House prices have increased 4.9%, basically neutrally. So again, we'll see if we get anything good. And again, if you want to check out my sponsor, check out TopStep. TopStep funded account program and futures. They give you a demo. They test your skill. The futures market, the patterns are very similar to blue chip, day trading blue chip patterns, but there's no PDT rule in futures. You could day trade short. The futures market originally created so farmers could lock in prices for their crops because they would grow crops. When it came time to yield those crops, the prices had fluctuated so much it wasn't really profitable for farmers. And so what they started doing is selling speculative contracts to investors, locking in the price of corn or soybeans or cattle or whatever the commodity is. And they called them futures contracts. But that market has evolved to where you can literally day trade the S&P 500 directly in futures. You could day trade the NASDAQ 100 directly. You could day trade the Dow. You could day trade currencies, gold, silver. And again, in the futures market, there's no PDT restriction. So if you want to day trade stocks, you need 25K or a cash account where you're going to be severely restricted. In the futures market, there's no red tape in that way. You can day trade short, buy market, sell market, all that good stuff. No PDT rule. The most legit funded program in futures is TopStep. So you really can get started, test yourself for like $50. If you lose, you're only out $50. If you're good enough to pass the base one, they give you a 50K demo. They test your skill. If you could pass their test, they fund you. And you got to make 3K without losing 2K. So a 2 to 3 ratio, very reasonable, I think. If you could pass it, you get $50,000 in funding with a 90% split. And so if you get funded, you make $10,000. You get to keep $9,000 of that. They keep $1,000 since they're funding you that money. And again, most day traders lose. And so you can try to put up thousands of dollars yourself and risk that, trying to look cool, or you can risk much less and still keep 90% once you're funded anyway. So the correlation there is very similar to putting the money up yourself. And again, if you want to check it out, they are a sponsor of mine. TopStep's the most legit one in the world. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders every year, pay out millions in actual withdrawals. They're the most legit one in the world. You can see if you check it out. I like Quant Tower better than Trade of 8. I can't see the Q going above 410 today with no volume. Yeah, we'll see, you know. All right, so we got the case-shiller data. So we got the case-shiller data out already. And get ready to start day trading stocks. Market's starting to run. I mean, honestly, a lot of analysts have different expectations percent. So like you'll see some analysts with 5%, some with 4.9%. MarketWatch actually had the expectation at 5%. So it varies. Case-shiller data is not super influential though. It's house pricing. So it might be influential for like real estate and stuff like that. But it's not like super influential over market action, I guess. Yeah, all good. All right, guys. So yeah, we're just kind of sitting tight. We got 23 minutes or so until the market opens. All right, guys. So market is so boring right now. It's going up and down, guys. My apologies. We're kind of just sitting tight. I don't know what else to do today. All right, so look at the Q start to pop up. Let me see my chat, sorry. Yeah, I mean, no offense, Malaysia guy, but anybody that says that has to tell people they're rich is probably not rich. Again, rich is yell, wealth whispers, brother. And so if you're out here, there's also another Hamlet quote. I think it goes, "Methinks thou doth protest too much, sir." But yeah. Again, market's slowly moving up a little bit. I don't know what we're going to get with the market today. I'm kind of just sitting around. Market opens up in 19 minutes or so. AMD starting to look really strong. Microchips in general looking really strong. Intel up big. What a great surprise. Thought you were off this week. Oh, bro, we never go off. Yeah, we're on tomorrow at 11, Sam. Gotta watch the price action. Probably won't trade with volatility. Yeah, it's kind of slow. The next bond auction? I don't know, man, honestly. Genuinely don't know. Stop yelling, Malaysia guy. Rich man. Why are you so angry, bro? No, I'm just messing with you, man. What's the next most anticipated economic news release in your opinion? Probably jobless claims on Thursday. It's probably the next big one. The rest of this is pretty slow. There really isn't a lot of stuff going on in markets right now. Not a lot of stuff. This week is very, very, very boring. So the day after tomorrow, we got some stuff. We got bond auction stuff at 11:30 today. It's 3-month, 6-month, and 2-year auctions later on this evening. Or this afternoon, I should say. Tomorrow, we have nothing going on. We got 5-year note auctions. We got Richmond manufacturing data. But none of this stuff's big at all. This is all very light, very boring data. Thursday, we got jobless claims, pending home sales. That's the biggest report of the week. Friday, we have Chicago PMI, and that's it. It really is the slowest week I've had in a long time. So, yeah, it really is. It's just the slowest week I've had in a long time. We'll see if the market gives us some good stuff. Yeah, it's a boring week. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude. Okay, rich man guy. Like, bro, you got, what is that, $17,000 in like for your assets? If this is a troll, it's a brilliant troll, to be honest. I'm gonna tell you this though, $17,000 in the U.S. is not that much money, bro. Like 17K, not that much money, man. I'm not saying it's not I'm not saying it's a small amount of money, you know. But it's just not, you know. That's like a normal person's savings here. I mean, you know what I mean. And so, yeah. I mean, good luck, bro. I hope you add to that, and it's all good, dude. Again, I think you're probably trolling, is what my guess is. And hey, brilliant troll, sir. Brilliant troll. Apple, technically green on the day now at 193.60s, 193.60s. Historically, this week is bullish. Yeah, a lot of the time we get what's called a Santa rally. So a lot of the time we get what's called a Santa rally. What do you think of the market for 2024? I think there's a lot of question marks regarding the market for 2024. What I'll say is that I think we've raised rates really aggressively over the last few years. And so with that, it might be something in which those rate hikes start to affect banking, and that trickles into everything else. And you know, the rate cut factor early next year might be a big influence over what happens in the markets. You know, a lot of people are still watching to see if we hit a recession or not in the next few years. And so again, a lot of people are watching to see whether we hit a recession or not in the next few years. And again, I don't know. You know, you could get selling for tax harvesting losses. Basically what that means is like a lot of people sell so that they can, so they look less profitable than they are. And so they have to pay less taxes on it. That's called tax harvesting. That's a thing that sometimes happens leading into the new year. That's a nuance of the market you probably want to understand. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what we're going to get for 2024. I hope it's bullish action. We had a really green year in 2023, like a really green, profitable year in 2023. We ended green on toss, so that's nice. No, I mean, that's all the assets you have, it looks like. It says total assets 17K. And so again, I mean, I get it. Again, what people have to understand really though is that the way truly wealthy people act is not like this, you know. And again, I think this guy's a brilliant troll, believe it or not. So I'm like, I'm not hating on you, brother. But truly wealthy people don't want to be a target. Like, they wear t-shirts and shorts. They don't wear luxury Rolexes. I mean, they might wear Rolexes, but like, truly wealthy people don't want to be a target, you know. Like, they just don't. They don't want to be a target. If they go around telling everybody how rich they are, they're going to get targeted, and people are going to target them. So, like, they just avoid that completely. You know what I mean? It's really where the saying comes from. Again, riches yell, wealth whispers. You know, it's a very common saying. I think that's not the actual correct saying, is it? Rich screams, wealth whispers is what the saying is. Money shouts, but wealth whispers. Money talks, wealth whispers is the actual saying. But the point is, if you really have money like that, you're not going to be advertising it like that, you know. And I'm pretty sure he's just a huge troll, and so I'm really just telling everybody this at home so they understand it. Please explain tax harvesting a little bit more. If you're sitting on a bunch of losing positions, you sell those positions before the year end, so that when it comes time to pay taxes, you owe less in taxes. It's basically all it is. It's a strategy for paying less taxes. Ask your CPA. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't copy me. Again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. Now, with that said, it's basically just covering your losses now so that they're on paper, so that you pay less taxes on them, you know. Yeah, so exactly what Pawn says. Bigger positions are in losing trades, and they will take the loss in this year as a tax write-off, then get back in after 30 days and just kind of start the position again. I use Quant Tower and Top Step X. SCP said, any advice on platform? Yeah, I use Quant Tower and Top Step X. Broker is actually something different. I'm assuming you're meaning a platform. Any recommendation to invest in a particular stock in which sectors? No, I don't recommend any stocks, brother. I have no idea what you should buy. Good luck. Yeah, for sure. If you make 70K from your job and lose 10K, you only pay taxes on 60K. Right, exactly. And again, I'm not claiming to be rich or wealthy or anything like that. I'm not, you know. Carvana's interesting. It's too volatile for me, though. Like, it's too much of a risk. Crazy returns, though. I remember Carvana when it was at, like, 350s back in, like, January of this year. This thing was at, like, 350 at the end of last year, I mean, in December of last year. $3.50. $3.50. Today, it is at $55 a share. Crazy. Honestly, when you look at those type of gains, freaking nuts, man. Just absolutely crazy. I thought Carvana was over with too, but it kind of goes to show sometimes those little bottom feeding dip buy trades where you buy up really weak stocks are powerful. How much money do you need to put into Top Step? There's different combines. The base one's like 50 bucks. The mid one is 100. The top one is 150. Everything is up. Who's going to sell for taxes? A lot of people. It's a real thing, Bruce. But they usually re-enter. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm down $1,000, but I think that stock is going to come back and eventually go back up, what I can do is I can sell that position now, put the $1,000 loss on paper, and then after 30 days buy right back into it and ride it up. And there's virtually no difference. There's some difference, of course, but like that's the idea behind it, is that you are harvesting your losses so that you can pay less in taxes. And again, I'm not telling you to do that. Ask your CPA. Not a tax or market professional. Don't sue me. No idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, the Russell, huh? Yeah. So I guess if there's a time to sell, it would be right now, huh? Let's see if the market heads up. We got 6 minutes here, team. 6 minutes. All right, we got the opening bell. 6 minutes, guys. The wash trading rule is so stupid. No, it makes perfect sense, I think. The wash sale rule is very simple. They don't want you manipulating your losses for tax purposes. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about tax harvesting, because that's a legit strategy, right? But what they're talking about in the wash sale rule is that if you make $100 on Apple, let's say you make $1,000 on day trading Apple, right? And then you lose $1,000 day trading Apple, right? You can't write off that loss and act like you're net down $1,000 when really you're flat, because you won $1,000 originally and then you lost $1,000. So really you're flat. You can't pretend like you're really losing that $1,000 and only write off your losses and ignore your wins. That's what the wash sale rule means, right? Like that's the overarching point of it, at least. And again, ask your tax guy. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's the boilerplate like logic of the wash sale rule. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You guys ready? We're gonna get ready to day trade some at the opening bell today. We'll see if we get anything good. Let's make this a little bit smaller, huh? You guys ready? Look at Nvidia ride up. Stock portfolio still looking pretty good. So here's the NASDAQ. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes exactly until the market opens up. 3 minutes exactly. Again, it's kind of a slow day for economic reports. Usually my channel is covering economic reports, but today is a little boring, and that's all right. Groceries are up 25%. Used cars are up 35%. Rent is up roughly 20%. All right, team. Hey, we got a minute and a half actually left. Yeah, I mean, it's the day after Christmas, guys, so the market's gonna be boring most likely today. There's just not a lot of price action and liquidity today. Most people are still sleeping. Most people drank, you know. It's like a Christmas story. At the end of Christmas Day, a lot of people pop open a bottle of wine and hang out, you know. Most people are still sleeping today, and the liquidity is boring. A lot of people are traveling. Poldark, Spawn, I think you're really behind the stream a lot. Hit the live button, bro. I mean, you might hear this in like an hour, but... Poldark, my wife got me into it. Freaking Poldark. You know, you used to think Ross Poldark was just a good guy, you know. Then, he marries his kitchen wench, runs off one day angry because his ex-fiance, who also married his deceased cousin, you know, goes and does it with her, gets her pregnant, you know, even though just because she's potentially marrying his arch nemesis, you know what I mean? Then goes back to his kitchen wench wife, you know, acts like it's no big deal. You know, I used to think he was a good dude. Now he's kind of a sleazeball. Anyways, in the UK it's called Boxing Day. In Italy or any Saint Stefano. All right. Tesla going 15x. Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, here's the opening bell today, guys. We got 10 seconds. Let's see if we get something good. Apple trying to break over the previous closing price. We'll see if it holds. Yeah, my wife got me into it. It's one of those shows my wife really wanted me to watch. All right, so here's the open. There's the opening bell. Green action at the open. All right, choppiness at the opening bell. Boring. See if we get some green action for this Santa rally day. Well, huge, crazy bullish run. Crazy bull run at the opening bell. And it looks like it wants to continue. Let's see if it does. I'm for it if it does. Ouch, man. What the heck is going on with my headphones? Sorry Sorry, my music's down. Weird. Sorry, we'll fix my headphones in a second. Actually, I'll just wear these. Let me fix this. There you go. All right, so we might buy this little dip here at the open and then getting punished for it. See if we bounce up a little bit. All right, so far we've had a big green candle and then a big turnaround. Nvidia is what's rising up here. So again, Nvidia had a crazy bounce. And we're probably gonna cut this pretty soon. All right, so we're gonna have to cut it. No, I clicked sell and it didn't work. Apple is what's dumping the market down right now. So Apple here, guys. So Apple is what just crashed the market right now. And then NASDAQ had a big retracement back up. The S&P 500 is rising too, man. It's weird. I might buy this dip. A little late, but it's all good. We're up 30, 40. Look at Nvidia rise, guys. So Nvidia, we'll try to add to this if we get ourselves in like a suitable position for it. Nvidia is what's rising here. So we got 2 contracts now. There we go. Took half off there, locked that in. Grinding it up some more. We might add to this one too if we can. Anticipating bullish action. There we go. Now we're turning down a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more there. 2 contracts. Lock in that really quick. Back to flat on the day. Actually, we're slightly green on the day on this account now. Rolling it up. Testing highs up here. I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in. So yeah, we're now technically green on the day. We rebounded from that opening loss trade. Look at the S&P though. The S&P is kind of moving away from the NASDAQ here, which is strange. Like here's the S&P. Mostly Nvidia, I guess. Rich man actually changed his thumbnail after I'd said that. Again, Dunning-Kruger effect, guys. Dunning-Kruger effect. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings like that, dude. I was just kind of messing with you. I mean, what I told you was true, for sure. But hey, it's all good, bro. It's all good, man. Again, you must be young, is my guess. You gotta be young. It's all good, brother. Look, it's all good, dude. All right, we're scalping it, the NASDAQ here. We just got out. All right, so we are up 330 on the day. That's nice. We'll see. We'll pull the NASDAQ back up here. Man, look at the NASDAQ price action. Very bullish action. Where's my portfolio looking like? Oh, my portfolio is not really budging like you might think it was. All right, guys. I got this new Samsung watch. I can actually look at stocks on it. All right, we might buy this little dip. little risky. I don't like buying high the days, but I do like buying small little pullbacks after they happen. We got a decent enough cushion to buy this again. And if we lose, we're back to break even. I'm not going to be surprised if it's a flat day. Again, we're currently up 3 something on it, but here we go. I almost took profit. I stopped myself. Well, now we're back to flat. Alright, we just take half of that off and lock it in, and then we got a little bit more of a cushion now. Limit our size too if it does turn. It looks like it's struggling to hold. Again, watch Nvidia. Nvidia is kind of the big question mark today. Apple too. Apple pulling back to the 200 EMA, so it could be worse. We're gonna cut that and get out small. Still up 260 on the day or so. Yeah, let it out, dude. It's all right, man. Again, though, guys, you can learn a little bit from that type of thing. People hear me talk about the Dunning-Kruger effect. They don't know what I mean by it. The S&P breaking highs, looking strong. This looks like a really nice dip buy. I'm gonna have to buy it, but again, it's risky. I got a cushion on the day though, so we're just gonna let it ride, I think. Maybe add some more if we need to. All right, we're up a little bit. If we push up enough, we'll add some more to it. And if not, we'll just keep it one contract. We're gonna add more. We got 2 contracts now. Right, exactly. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. The more experience you gain in something, the more you realize that, like, you never knew much to begin with. Again, the overarching point is the people who are the loudest usually know the least. Definitely top 3 loudest people in the world right now for sure. Nvidia's starting to rise here. We'll see if it holds. We got to pop. We're flat on this 2 contract NASDAQ position. Enough to make it where I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable holding it. Consolidation. It looks strong. Like, the pattern looks strong, but it's also the day after Christmas and the liquidity's low. And so I don't really trust the market like that today. We're basically getting up wicks and down wicks. Pressure. Alright, now we're green again. I'm gonna take half of that off, lock it in, ride the rest up. Get out there. Alright, so we are up now about 350 or so. Big green candle. Nvidia is what's dragging the market up right now. Apple completely sideways and neutral. Again, Nvidia is what's helping the market. If you look at Nvidia here, you can see Nvidia on the right side. It's at 495s or so, 495. So it is churning up right now, churning up. Do you think Pfizer is undervalued? I'm in Pfizer right now, believe it or not. I'm red in 2 positions total in my portfolio. Everything else I'm green in. Those 2 positions are Pfizer and AMC. Pfizer and AMC. Now, regarding Pfizer, I don't know. It depends. It's such a... It depends on what happens with them. Like, it depends on what happens macroeconomic-wise. Is AMD going to the moon right now? AMD is. Wow, look at AMD. Tesla's down a little bit, but it's still actually green on the day. AMD is flying up right now with Nvidia. Again, it's a microchip stock, so this is Nvidia's strength. This is microchip strength is what this is. I don't think we have any economic reports this evening either. Gold is falling? Is it really? I'm in gold. It's down a little bit. Oh, gold's still green on the day as well. Gold opened up today at 2064. It's at 2067. So gold's still pretty green. Look, here's the E-mini. So the E-mini is much more interesting, I think, because it had no weakness today, but it's also kind of boring in low liquidity. The NASDAQ's a little bit better, I think, in this way. Everything's trying to hold, but the question is, does Nvidia break $500 today? Is the question, and I really don't know. Yeah, I'm actually scalping the NASDAQ a little bit more here. We've already taken profit. We had 2 or 3 contracts total. I'm gonna probably get out some more right here. Just lock that in. So now we are up on the day about $585. We got a 6-to-1 win-loss ratio on this account. Although, like I said, we did lose another account this morning, but again, Nvidia is what's dragging the market. I think a lot of traders are anticipating Nvidia hitting 500, and so that's where we have the sympathy movement and everything else. That's why the market's pushing up like it is because of Nvidia specifically. Just rip it up big on the day. All right, so we're pulling back a little bit on the E-mini. Let's see what Nvidia does. A very large pullback on the NASDAQ here. Again, Nvidia is still testing highs up there. I don't know if it's going to hit it or not, but Q still pumping up, S&P pushing up. Nvidia rejected at 496. Yeah, we're just sitting around. Market's a little too extended for me, I think, here. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, Bobby. I really have no idea about that stock. UiPath, mid cap, good long-term chart, and at least on a yearly perspective. Bad long term. So good medium term, bad long term is what it looks like to me. But who knows? I don't know enough about the company to say yes or no, Bobby. Nobody really does here, I'm sure. So yeah, S&P breaking highs though. Look at the S&P, rip it up there. All right, let's see if it continues. And again, guys, if you want to day trade with me, I am on a funded account program called Top Step. What they do is they give you a demo and they test skill. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for the challenge. It's a challenge, right? So if you lose, you're only out what you pay for the challenge. The base one, they give you a $50,000 demo account, like a paper account. And if you can hit the profit target, I believe the base one profit target is 3K, and you can't lose over 2K. So it's a 2 to 3 ratio, pretty reasonable, I think. And if you get past that one, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. So if you get funded, you make 20K, you get to keep 18,000. They get to keep 2 since they're funding you that money. They got free funding coaches, great resources, tons of ways to use them. And again, it's just a way to limit your risk in the beginning. Most new traders lose money. And so instead of risking thousands of dollars, you know, it's a good middle ground of pressure. Like, you still have some pressure to succeed, but it's not the full extent of risking thousands of dollars. And I think that's the beautiful part of Top Step, is that it's just less risk than most traders have to take when they're learning. And so again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. They are a sponsor of mine, and so I'm certainly biased in their favor because they pay me money as a sponsor and an affiliate. But if you want to check it out, there is the link. You can also find the link in the description as well. Hope you guys had a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and again, let me know, list in chat right now what you got for Christmas. We got about 550 people here. What did you guys get for Christmas? I got a Samsung watch. You see my Samsung watch. Got a bunch of clothes and some other good stuff too. I'm using Quant Tower. It's a monthly subscription. That's true. They do give you 100% of the profits on the first 10K. I got drunk. Hey, well, have your fun, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm not a big drinker. You know? Plus, I've been kind of sick. So I've been kind of sick the last, like, week, man. I'm still learning how to use this Apple Watch. I got an Odyssey G940 and 9-inch monitor. Hey, that's cool. 3-hour day spa for me and the girlfriend. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, watch Nvidia though. Nvidia's the big one right now, guys. That you probably want to keep an eye on. And if Nvidia makes that push towards 500, it's at 495 right now. If it makes that push towards 500, it might drag everything else up with it. Right? Like, that's the stock I would watch right now. I gotta look it up. G9 49-inch. Oh, that's cool. I gotta get one of these. This is my next buy. Like, that's gonna be my next buy, is one of these ultra wide monitors. I could probably use it at the bottom of my screen and just replace these bottom 3 monitors right here with just one big one. I think that's my next buy. All right, Nvidia's starting to push up towards 496s here, although the E-mini is falling down some. I don't know what it is, what's dragging it. I guess I'm looking at Apple. I think Apple is dipping some here this week. Yeah, Apple's starting to test lows. Apple is the most heavily weighted stock in the S&P, so. Yeah, I don't drink, really, Greg. I've never been a big drinker, brother. I just think it's kind of a nasty habit. Like, I'm not judging you if you do. Like, you live your own life. Like, and I know there's a lot of people that can do so functionally. And so I can't judge. I really can't. I'm not here to judge anybody. It's just never been something that I could personally do. I like to be in control of myself, as well as, like, you know, I think people do it, and before you know it, they're physically dependent on it, right? So if they don't drink, they get sick, you know, and that seems like a miserable time where you gotta drink or you get sick, and then when you do drink, you're super inebriated and can't really, like, I don't know, it just seems it's not my style, you know. Hey, what's up, William? Hey, you too, man. Is it low volume? It's not the worst. It's not the best volume either. Again, y'all watch Nvidia. I mean, we got some action today. I mean, look at Nvidia, and mostly from Nvidia. Nvidia's ripping up nicely too. The Q's bouncing up a little bit as well. I mean, the action looks good. We're trending. We're having an upward trend right now. So the action's not like the worst it could be. I wouldn't really say it's the best either, but like it's not terrible. The NASDAQ's uptrending. Again, I think a lot of it depends on what Nvidia does. If Nvidia makes that push towards highs, that's where we could really have a big green day. If it doesn't, then, you know, we'll see. Yeah, market's starting to slow a little bit now, though. Let's see if the market wakes up a little bit. Again, I'm watching AMD, I'm watching Nvidia to see if the microchip action starts again. Did you know the IRS has a illegal activities section? If you make money from illegal activities such as dealing drugs, it must be included on Schedule 1. Okay, got you. Okay, you know. I'm sure they're just ready to list that, huh? Yeah, I'm watching this video of this kid crying because he opens up a PS5 and he wanted a PC. And he's kicking the PS5, saying, looking at other presents. Honestly, one thing I respect about my kids, a lot of the time I Christmas story my kids. And my daughter freaking knows me, but my son does it well enough where my daughter knows that, like, if we act like Christmas is over, there's usually one more gift. Because over the years, I'd be like, yeah, Christmas is here. I'd be like, okay, guys, did y'all get what y'all wanted? Was it a good day? And my kids better know they not complain. They better not complain. And so my daughter kind of knows. My son didn't know, though. But my son's still nice about it. Like, my son thought that was everything this year. My son got a freaking phone. My son got a phone. And so we're like, okay, guys, Christmas is over. Oh, what are those gifts up there? Those are for the dogs, you know? And my daughter knew what's up. She was like, all right. But my son was all like, okay, thank you, Dad. You know, it was a good Christmas. But I could tell he was kind of sad, and then because he wanted a phone. And honestly, I know people are going to be like, a phone for a 10-year-old. I get it. Back in the day, kids never got stuff like that. But GPS is why we want it. We want a GPS. That way we can see where he's at, especially at school. Again, market's very flat. Look at the S&P 500 right here. It's choppy. Watch Nvidia. Again, Nvidia's pulling back to the volume weighted average price. We'll see if it pops or bounces. You think we see that drop we seen last week? What? Rivian? How's Rivian doing? All right, there's the market coming all the way back up. Again, watch Nvidia. If Nvidia bounces at 494 and continues to make another push, that might be interesting. Microsoft under VWAP. Yeah, I mean, Apple's pretty weak too. That's what's dragging it. Oh no, we don't let them have social media. My daughter's 14, Flair. Right, so my daughter's 14, and we don't let her have any social media. And like, we let her have social media, like we let her have this like really mild social media, and she proved to us that she's not, you know, that we can't really trust her to use it. And so we took that away too. We just don't let her have any of them. Not until they're like much older. Even though all of her friends have one, you know, like all of her friends have social media and like all this stuff. But it's like, bro, I can't imagine those parents, man. Like, some of these parents are sitting there letting their like little like 9-10-year-old kids sit on TikTok all day. Like, it just seems to be terrible for them. But it's like a lot of them are just kind of, they're off doing their own thing. They're just kind of saying, oh, this will keep them busy. Let's just give them social media at 10. And then when they got all these problems, they're like, oh, I don't know how it could happen. It's like, well, you're sitting there letting a 10-year-old have social media. Of course they're not happy. Kids don't understand. Like, they don't understand it's a highlight version of you. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make without rambling, I guess, is kids ain't getting social media. Even my 14-year-old can't have it. Yeah, I'm not going into it, Nima. But yeah. The day the market dumped after 2 p.m. Yeah, that was a weird day. The market just crashed all of a sudden, just completely randomly. Just crashed. No reason to. Yeah, that was a weird day. Yeah, what you realize very quickly too is like the wealthier the parents, like my daughter has all these friends' parents. The wealthier the parents, the less they watch their kids. The more they're all trying to party and go to fancy, you know, wine tasting events and like all this stuff, you know. You gotta parent your kids. You know, it's important. Yeah, the report wasn't big enough though, Kai, to really influence it like that, I think, though. Like, that was a weird day. I looked up what the catalyst was to drag the market down like that, and I really couldn't find anything, so it really was just a strange day. Why, Sam? Why'd the market dump? Algo's glitched. Y'all check out Chart Prime too. Chart Prime is another sponsor of mine. It's a trading view indicator service that you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures, whatever you want to use it on. And again, I challenge you to back test it yourself. I can't guarantee you're going to make money or anything from anything, right? Nobody can. You know, they're a sponsor of mine, of course, so I'm definitely biased. But like, back test it yourself. Again, look at the breaks of these wedges. Like when the wedges break, it can be really powerful. All right, so that's the number one thing that I use a ton with them. The other thing is like, look at the buy signal. So this is a 5-minute chart. Some people hate it on there, so they're like, oh, it doesn't work. It's like, bro, I can't fake this. Like people act like, look, this is a 5-minute chart. Look at the follow through. So this is what? This is a few hours later. Right? Look at the sell signal here after the break of the wedge and the sell signal. Nice little drops for like a couple hours. Look at the buy signal literally here. Bounce up for the next few hours. Look at the sell signal literally here. Drop down for a few hours at least. Buy signal here even worked, although this one, even if we say this one didn't work, it looks like we have 4 or 5 candles after that continued in the upward direction. But even if we say that one didn't work, sell signal there definitely worked as well. Went down for hours after that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 out of 6 here. And again, I can't fake this, and you can use this in stocks, forex, futures, anything with a symbol on TradingView you can use it on. You do need premium TradingView data, but again, you can look at the NASDAQ and see a similar thing on the NASDAQ. So like, let's check out the NASDAQ today. Same thing today. Again, look at some of this. So again, even if we say this one didn't work, right? You can see the wedge there. This one definitely worked, I think. This one definitely worked, I think. This one definitely worked. So even out of these 4, 3 out of 4 work. So 75% on the NASDAQ as well. I check whichever symbol you want. You can use it on Tesla or Apple. Again, you can also see these wedges. There's a ton of stuff that they offer. They offer screeners and back testers for lifetime members. A bunch of cool stuff. It's a company called Chart Prime. It's pretty cheap too. It's like 40 or 50 bucks a month if you use my link. Again, check it out. Really, really nice. Again, they are a sponsor though, of course, so I'm biased naturally. And that will be my last plug of the day now that I'm done selling out. Timing didn't correlate with any global news. Yeah, I mean, and again, if you want to check out the link right here, you can. There's the link. If you want to check it out, you can scan that or whatever. 3 days of P-shaped volume profile. So it's technical. Options were call heavy. Airbnb having a really tough time. Man, it's been so long. Airbnb, I think, is on its way out, and I'll tell you why. All right. I think Airbnb is one of the biggest shorts right now. One of the biggest shorts you could find, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it's been sideways for years. All right, so no real strength for years. Okay, that's the first problem with it, Airbnb. Okay, that's the first problem. Okay, number two, saturation of markets. Oversaturation of markets, I think, is another reason Airbnb is going to struggle. Number three, okay, the ridiculous fees that they charge you to use their platform, the ridiculous fees that they charge you. Eventually, people are going to get tired of paying the fees, right? And eventually, people are just going to search for the same property elsewhere. They're going to search for the same property elsewhere. They're going to find ways around it. They're going to search for the same property elsewhere outside of Airbnb and save 40% on their costs, right? And so over time, that's going to make it where the rise of social media, I think one thing that will probably influence Airbnb, I think if a social media platform is smart, I think if like Meta, Facebook is smart, Instagram is smart, what they're going to start doing, similar to like the marketplace aspect of Meta and Facebook right now, where you can sell things in marketplace, similar to that, I think they're going to start having an Airbnb-like addition to some social media platforms. I think that'd be a really smart move for them, and I think it's something that these companies are smart. They're going to start taking advantage of. They're going to have their own version of Airbnb, and eventually over time, the high fees, competition in tech, and then real estate weakness is also playing a factor into all of this as well. I think all of those, the cumulative effect of those things over time is going to make Airbnb struggle, in my opinion. I think it'll probably always still have some like use. They don't have some market for Airbnb, but I think over time it'll probably go down. Is what my guess is. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Certainly could be. Again, this is all just speculating. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of that argument? My name is John. I'm not politics at all, Jimmy. I don't follow politics at all, brother. I dislike all of it. The whole realm of politics I avoid like the plague, bro. I'm not messing with that. Okay, a lot of people agree. Yeah, I think it just makes sense. Again, the fees are where Airbnb got in trouble. It's one of the reasons they were such a successful company, number one. But it's also one of the reasons that they're going to struggle. Again, businesses are smart, man. They're going to start finding ways to tap into that market, especially social media companies. The fees are too high. Consumers are very budget aware right now. Consumers are very budget aware. And so I think that mixed with, you know, people just not wanting to pay those super high fees are going to figure out how to find those same properties outside of Airbnb and contact the host that way and not have to pay for all that expensive stuff, as well as like just saturation. Yeah, 100% K. Oh, well, there's always going to be big scams on there for sure. John, are you the big short? No. I don't like shorting any blue chip long term at all. I'm just not investing in it. Is the easiest way to put it. I don't like shorting any blue chip. Or this is, I don't know what. Let me see what the market cap is. 90 billion. So this is yeah, I don't like shorting a company this big long term because if I'm wrong, you know, you could be really, really wrong. But yeah, it's just something in which I'm not gonna invest in. I think Uber is such a necessary service though, relative to competition, relative to like the broad social acceptance of ride sharing apps. I think that is going to make Uber and Lyft even have more longevity than people realize. I think it's changed the world. And so has Airbnb to a certain extent, right? But I think hotels are still very, very competitive with Airbnb versus conventional taxis competitive with Uber. You know what I mean? And so I think it's different. You know, I think Airbnb is going to struggle more than Uber is going to struggle over time. I think Uber probably will continue to get larger and larger, where Airbnb will probably start to lose market share to social media platforms. You know, I think it's much more difficult for a ride sharing add-on to happen in social media platforms versus a Airbnb like add-on to happen in social media. I think it's much more easy for somebody like Meta or Facebook to add a Airbnb competitor relative to how easy it would be, how difficult it would be to add an Uber competitor, you know, on social media. I think they could still do it, and maybe that's an option for them as well. I think if you're a smart social media company, you're going to look at all that stuff for sure. But I think people already sell houses. People already post rentals on Meta and social media for stuff like Airbnb. Like I see a lot of Airbnb like ads, but they're not Airbnb. They're just they're the landlords reaching out saying, hey, we've got this property available to rent on Meta. And I think a lot of people, the reason I think it's going to be such an easy transition is because I think a lot of people already have, posts where they post about potential rental properties, that short-term rental properties that they have, right? And so I think that transition will be much more seamless versus something like Uber, where there's a lot of difficult parts of that transition, I think. All right, so look at the E-mini rip up. Look at the NASDAQ rip up too. All right, E-mini. Watch Nvidia though. Nvidia's the big question mark here. If Nvidia starts to make a push towards 500, towards 495, 496, 497, that could drag everything else up too. We'll see. Well, it's worse than the cleaning fee. Like, all of the fees and bills and stuff like that are almost 100% of the price of the rental for Airbnb. So, like, if a place costs, let's say, $500 for a couple nights, you're gonna pay close to $1,000 after fees. So it's like, you know, you could get a week in a hotel for that, like a nice hotel, like a Marriott hotel. You get like a week plus of that. So it's a hard argument to say, hey, and unless you're just got money like that, you know, the only people that are willing to pay for that are mostly young people. It doesn't matter how much money you have, or I guess it does. The only people willing to pay for that are the ultra wealthy, like somebody that has a net worth of like 10 million plus, or the young, because young people are more likely to spend money trying to look cool than older people, I would say. You know, older people, even if they're millionaires, are a little bit more budget aware than young people. Young people are more likely to just splurge on super expensive Airbnbs and spend 20% of their net worth, you know, staying at a nice place. And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. It's all subjective, I guess. No, I'm not trading Tesla. I'm in Tesla. I'm holding Tesla. I'm not trading it, though. I'm not day trading it, that is. Average price on Tesla is 205s. I'll take it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, those are nice. I mean, I don't trust living in an Airbnb, though. Like, bro, with all the horror stories regarding, like cameras posted up watching you, I just don't trust an Airbnb like that at all, man. I think there's too many horror stories about like landlords like secretly having cameras up in the bathroom and a bunch of weird stuff for me to really be comfortable staying at somebody else's house that I can't vet. I think it's just weird, and I'd rather stay at a hotel. And of course, hotels have a similar like risk, but yeah, it's just not it's not something in which I'm gonna necessarily feel super comfortable staying somewhere like that, you know. Yeah, you get some really cool Airbnbs, you really can. But all right, we're watching the queue. Where's ARM at right now? I'm watching microchips and they've just flown up, but ARM is actually down a little bit since the open. Hey, I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there's not arguments, scalps. I'm not saying there's not arguments for them. I mean, there's obviously like reasons to use them, of course. But I don't know. I think the use case argument for many of them are gonna go down over time. You know what I mean? What do you think of Nike chart? I think I'm still in Nike. Let me see. Yeah, I'm still in Nike. Nike chart's okay. It's flat on the day. It's not really doing much on an intraday basis. All right, we got a little E-mini pullback here. I would say look at like this level here. Also, we're also going to throw it in sub-only mode. I realize I haven't done that today yet. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Nike, I'm still technically green on the day now. My average price of Nike is 104, so we're at 108, so. Tim Draper, billionaire, says Bitcoin's going to hit 250,000 in 2024. Is he right, guys? I'm watching Brian Armstrong at Coinbase. Dude, she's saying that to fleece the sheep. I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin's up a lot. It depends on how much you think it's going to go up on the ETF approval. It really depends on what you think of the ETF approval. If you think the ETF approval is going to be that influential over Bitcoin price, then maybe. But I think it's unlikely. I think it could happen. Yeah, for sure, David. It could be either one. Arm's still ripping up some. Yeah, we've had a pretty good day. We're still in this little position here where we are basically flat, up 15. It might take a little bit off here too. It depends. I'm gonna take a little bit off here and limit my risk if I can. I want to see it push up more, but we're basically flat on this position. Now we're slightly green. Basically completely flat, 45. I'm gonna take half off there, lock it in. Okay, we got 2 contracts left. We'll see what this one does. Currently on the day, guys, you can kind of see we are up 12.25. So, not too shabby. Our drawdown is only 235 on this one, so we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to close it down. Again, if you want to check out Top Step, link is in the description if you want to help support your boy here in this channel. Good day today on that account. Again, we blew an other one earlier, so at least we're good on that account, you know. Y'all be safe, though, guys. Y'all be good. Love you all. Hope you guys had a happy holidays. I'll see you guys back tomorrow bright and early, live on stream, so y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Good luck, team. I'm out of here. Stayed on a little bit later today, but yeah, I'll see you guys.